This is Mark with All American Health. If you are looking to grow your private pay clients, you really need to check out my ebook, Private Pay to Millions. $1 trillion industry, $1 billion worth of revenue, $1 million worth of profits. I show you in my ebook exactly who you need to contact, the people you should be communicating with, and the places you should be advertising your services, not just on social media, but also areas in your community that you should be focusing on and paying attention to provide services at a premium rate. So if that's something that you're interested in, growing your transportation company, check out my ebook. It is $150. You can get it at the link below. It's a really good book. It's 89 pages worth of just straight raw information. There's no fluff. There's keywords. That's included keyword research that you can use to advertise the company online. There's demographics that's included in it, and a very large amount of data that should point you the right direction and know exactly where to look to find great opportunities to provide transportation services. Regardless of what your social media platform that you're talking about, information that I give you applies to you. So check out my ebooks. Now let's get started with today's lesson. We back on it, making yourself smaller so that you can do more. This round we're talking about wheelchair transportation. Broker opportunities are always there. Medicaid opportunities, 45-50% of the market, and it will keep you busy. But the part of the market that you want to focus on is the private pay market, B2B market, B2C market. And the reason you want to focus on that part of the market is because that's where your larger reimbursement is at. I have a client who's in Illinois, and he was explaining to me that in the area that he's in, there's a large demand, but no one wants to pay for the services at the rate that he's charging. So what he decided to do is come down on his rates. As you guys know, I'm a strong believer in my rate is my rate. It really shouldn't come down to, well, I don't want to pay that, pay this. Because as soon as you start coming down on your rate, that's when you get in trouble. That's when you run into an issue, because it diminishes the value of the service that you're providing. And what I mean by that is, if your rate is $10 on Monday, it shouldn't be $7 on Wednesday. That means your rate Monday should have been $7. And saying, oh, well, it's a sale, or I'm coming down because of volume. No, that goes back to doing your market research in your area, calling at least 3 providers in your area, getting their rates and going up 10%, because they're already showing you what the market can bear. Their rates $100, you should be charging $110. So that's the first mistake that I feel like he made. But he was being pressed because he was used to having a certain number of trips. And the problem that he was running into was he was seeing a lot of his trips diminish. So he's trying to hit a certain number. And what I explained to him was it wasn't that particular vendor or that particular facility was the problem. Where he's throwing his net at is his problem. If one area dries up, for that area to dry up or to go down, that means another area is going up. But since you got so lazy and so used to throwing your net over here, you don't even realize the fish that moved over there. And that's what he ran into, and that's what he realized and figured out in his research. After he sat down and actually did some research, started looking around the area he was in, he needed to go about 15 miles north to find where the new opportunities were. Over time, the demographics had changed. The income areas had changed. Where people were investing money had changed. So as a result, he had to change what area he was providing services and where he was advertising his services. A lot of times in this industry, it's easy to get lulled to sleep. It's easy to get lazy because you get used to this facility using your services. Well, if that facility gets a new administrator and they say, you know what, we don't want to use your private pay services no more, what you doing now? But if you're always closing on a deal, if you're always advertising, if you're always pushing your information out there, that means you're always getting phone calls, bringing in new clients. We talked about a couple weeks ago, I believe it was American Airlines. And I told you guys, American Airlines could care less whether you fly with them or not, because they're always focused on the next opportunity, the next client, the next flight, the next day. So when you sit down and say to yourself, I'm loyal to this facility, that doesn't mean that facility is going to be loyal to you. That facility is probably loyal to the fact that you're getting the job done, and if they can find somebody to do it for less, or if they can receive a mandate saying their funding is being cut, you got to start making changes. The first place they're going to go to cut funding is, booyah, you. But if you're constantly closing opportunities, constantly closing deals, if facility A decides not to use your services, you already down the road to facility E, D, E, F, and G. So it doesn't really matter. So become less so you can do more. How do I connect that? Once you get in a facility, that facility shouldn't see you all the time. It should see your providers because you've moved on to another facility. The only time it should see you is when an issue arises. Okay, so don't make a connection to the point where you're just doing everything you can for that one facility. What you actually want to do is pull yourself away, separate yourself from your business, and only dedicate yourself to advertising and marketing for your business. You should have certain days where you're just advertising and marketing, strictly advertising and marketing your services to your company, and getting it out there to the B2C market and of course the B2B market. And hopefully this has been helpful, man. You guys enjoy your day. Told y'all it was gonna be a short one.